Being a Google Hangout.
How fun.
Yeah.
Why did I bother you then?
No, it's okay. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm so sorry we missed.
Oh, food. I didn't even put it on my calendar.
It was okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Are you around on Thursday? That's our actual meeting. Oh, yeah.
No, but I'm available tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay, let's shoot for tomorrow.
Okay. What time? Can you tell me right now what time is good for you?
Yes.
Ugh, tomorrow's hard. No, tomorrow's okay. I do have 9 a.m. free?
Mad Club free.
What? We can go get some coffee.
Woohoo.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sending you an invite right now.
Perfect. In the lobby.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
then we'll go to my Outlook calendar. I believe. It's starting.
I'm sorry.
I know. So it says it's going to take 4 more hours.
Go home.
I know.
I'll see you tomorrow at 9.
Cool.
Oh, no.
I'm going to be right back. Just running out of the room for a second.
I mean, that's fine, but like.
Links to Google Hangout. Or you can just sign
I
on
just
now.
did the one from the invite. Is that a different link?
No, it should be it. I started the broadcast, so if you can get on, I just wanted to like make sure.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, and then how do I know if you're seeing the correct thing now? I'm not seeing.
That's me.
Yes.
That's right. That is the newest.
Obviously not current.
There's a little bit of a delay.
I'll just watch you work.
I know you do 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 do. There we go. And I heard you come back, and I'm like, Erin, please help me.
Okay.
Super creepy, super creepy. Okay. So there's a little bit of a delay, like maybe
Okay.
what, 15 seconds.
It's just not, you only notice it when you sit next to the person.
Erin Ribery is saying you only notice it because I was standing next to her and watching her screen, and she could see me typing on the screen. So it was a little Twilight Zone, but we're good. It was very Orphan Black.
Just bending the fourth dimension slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's what Google allows you to do. So it looks like it's working. So yeah, I'll send a reminder. It looks like Erin is our one viewer. Can you see who's viewing, and what can you see?
See the chat box.
Can you see the chat box?
Screen share options, showcase, Q&A. I can see the Q&A as well, but it kind of disorients everything a little bit.
Okay.
I'd rather not view the Q&A because it might just distract me a little bit.
That's fine. I'll watch it.
Okay.
Can you see Dan also? Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I would say it's probably more like a 30 to 45 second delay.
Okay, there's more of like a 30 or 45 second delay, Dan. Just to keep in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some ping right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even if we only have an audience of one, it'll be recorded.
It's true. A lot of people
Future
have actually accepted the invite that I sent out yesterday to both
Oh,
lists.
cool.
I think we had like 15 people say that they would attend. So
Fun.
we can expect an audience. I promise not to be spitting cherry pits into a cup during the thing. I'm in a snacky mood. Mm-hmm. Aaron's got it.
It's still not working for you though?
I know you were having issues on your computer, so maybe it wouldn't. Okay.
We're definitely gonna know.
Is there still office remodeling going on, or is that all done?
Nope, all done.
Fun.
You can see our new. This isn't a very good view, but ooh, cubes. It's better. It's a much more efficient use of space.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We have the Northeast is ironic because it's in New York, but we have tons of unused space.
Oh, really? How does that happen?
Yeah,
You guys must be
I
paying
don't
through the
understand.
nose.
it's just it's a federal building, so like there's
Oh.
like the IRS is there, Homeland Security is there.
Hmm.
We have a gym.
You have a gym?
We have a gym.
We have a locker room with a shower. 2 showers.
I guess that's useful, but not as useful as a gym, which also has those two things.
Yes. So was it fun working from home today?
Yeah, I love teleworking. I mean, I could do pretty much everything that I can do, everything that I need to, except for like Link. It's the one thing that I don't have access to. But
Mm.
I have a MacBook, which makes my life easier,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more efficient for me. I mean, as a Mac user for 20 years.
Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. I switch back and forth. Like I have a desktop, a Mac desktop, and a PC desktop, and a Mac laptop all at work. So I'm like constantly switching back and forth, and like they all work a little bit differently. I'm a crazy person, but
Yeah,
that's what they give us, you know.
and it's also like just from like stuff like InDesign and Photoshop, little slightly different user experience things, like
Yeah.
very intricate user experience differences, like using the Apple key versus Control is just like that's really screws me up. Not necessarily like I know how to work Windows,
Right.
but those
shortcuts.
little yeah,
Yeah. Efficiency gets compromised.
and macros are
I don't do that. I don't do Excel.
yeah, I do a lot of Excel, but yeah, I actually pretty much gave up on macros in general after like just they turned all of the Mac keys into function keys that just we press F4, it just displays a bunch of things that I don't really care about.
Yeah. Ryan, did you get in? No, we have another viewer. I wonder if it's Donnie. Hello, second viewer.
Oh, and I sent Elaine the link too, so it could be
Maybe it's Elaine. Hello, Elaine. Oh, hello.
good crowd.
It is Elaine.
You sent
Alright.
it to me again, Emily.
Mm-hmm.
It's out.
Well, it could just be your computer is evil. Uh-oh, now we're back down to 1 viewer. What happened? We lost someone. Oh no, we're back to 2. We're back to 2. Unnecessary freak out. I'm gonna queue up this email. Any word back on the interview?
Not yet.
Oh, sorry. I'm broadcasting, so sorry. Are you hearing static? I'm hearing a little static. Can you say something, Dan?
Hello.
Are you hearing static?
But the delay.
Oh, there's a line.
I'll just say thing.
Is there static coming from my end?
It might just be my machine.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I am.
You are hearing static?
Yeah.
So, Dan, there might be something wrong with your microphone because it's sounding really staticky.
Okay. Let me try something really quickly.
It wasn't at first, but now it's pretty bad.
Really? Okay. Right now I'm moving it, but I'm trying to move it slow.
You should also have a microphone just on your laptop, so you don't necessarily need the headset.
I do. Let me check that really quickly. So is it still staticky?
Yeah.
All right.
Or you could just use your headphones like these.
Is there still static?
No, that's so much better.
Okay, I guess I'll just do it
Right.
this way. Though, is there any delay, like if you ask me a question, is there going to be any sort of interference that way, or does it seem fine because you have headphones on?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like less like a telemarketer this way, so that's good.
Yes, exactly. Okay, sending to the lists. Hooray. Play a little phone music. Get people pumped for this training.
Yeah, I could always bring out my ukulele and just start.
Yeah. I vote for that.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Do a little Enrique Iglesias.
Does that work?
I'm not sure this is necessary. Having too much fun.
Maybe if I had like a Steve Jobs style turtleneck And friends.
Mm-mm.
So it's 4:30. Is there any new viewers that popped in?
We have 4 viewers. Hello to our 4 viewers. We'll give 1 or 2 minutes for other folks to log in, and then we can get started.
Hello, 4 viewers.
Oh, 6 viewers. Yeah. Everyone's logging in. Thank you for joining us. We'll get started in just a minute. Stay patient.
That's what I'm like on Periscope. Whenever there's a new viewer, I'm like, yay! Someone cares.
Somebody cares about me. I'm trying to light myself effectively, but it's sort of hard with my backlit window.
I'm going all au natural lighting.
Looks good. Excellent. 1 more minute. I think 4:32 seems like a good time to start.
For the Fashion Elite crowd.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we're going back down to 2 viewers. I don't understand this. Okay, now we got 4. It's really, this is weird. Oh, okay. It's because we have bad bandwidth issues.
So yeah, I can see her.
And I think this was going.
Yeah, you can't communicate with us. It's just us. Sorry. Okay. All right. Are you ready to get started?
Sure.
All right, cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first Peace Corps peer training social media session. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes with Dan Ngala of the Northeast Regional Recruitment Office, who's going to talk about Facebook Insights, the analytics tool for Facebook. So if you have questions and you're on the Google Hangout event, you can type questions into a box that should be available through the interface. If you can't do that, you can also email me, Emily Dulkin, edulkin@peacecorps.gov, with questions for Dan that he'll answer at the end of the session. So Dan, please take it away.
Sure. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Emily, for giving me this opportunity. Analytics doesn't seem fun, but I'm going to do my best to make it seem really fun. Especially as marketers, this stuff matters. Numbers tell a lot of a story of how effective our marketing and communications can be, especially with digital and especially with Facebook. So I'm going to take you through a bit of my process and also just some general tips and ways to look at your insights and what you can pull from that information to make your content better. So I'm going to go to screen share. Now, here's Emily. Okay, so put together a little slideshow. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to present. There we go. So one of the most important things about Facebook Insights is the algorithm that it uses to determine what content is seen and how that content then gets provided and served to more viewers. And that is EdgeRank. Now, I'm just going to do a very quick demonstration here, PowerPoint or Google display or Google presentation, sorry, on EdgeRank, and then I'm going to just jump into the actual insights itself and show you on our Nero page how to sort of view your insights and what tabs do. So the first slide is what is EdgeRank and why does it matter? What is EdgeRank? EdgeRank is Facebook's newsfeed algorithm. This algorithm decides which posts are relevant to the user based on a series of variables. Every post, like, comment, and share adds positive data to the equation, making the post more visible to more people. Likewise, if something is unliked or if marked as spam or hidden, it works against the post. Why does it matter? If our goal is to make an impression as a brand page, it is important that our content is consistent and compelling. Analytics can help you monitor your engagement and guide your future content. And just a couple of quick notes before I dive in. For brand pages, EdgeRank is more selective. That's in order to avoid spam and, of course, increase ad buys. So that gives us makes it even more pertinent that our content is good content. And also, just another side note, nobody at Facebook actually calls it EdgeRank anymore. We just are just using that because there has been no publicly named algorithm for what they use these days. So just keep that in mind if you're ever talking to somebody who works at Facebook. EdgeRank is an outdated term, but I'm just going to keep on using it because we don't know what else to call it. Now I'm going to dive into insights. As you can see, this is our Facebook page. As anybody who is a manager of their Facebook page knows, like this is just the first dashboard that you see. Just some quick insights are here on the This Week box, this column here. This really just gives you some really quick information, how many page likes you've had this week, what your post rate reach is, signups, little graphs pop up, and response rates. That's kind of how you judge your customer service. This is all pretty useful, but it's not all that mind-blowing, especially since it updates every day on a 7-day spectrum. So these are going to change every day based on the last 7 days. So we're going to go into insights. And the first thing you're going to see is an overview. This overview basically is the summary of your analytics and your posts and all the data that comes with it. Also, you have your pages to watch, which you can add whatever pages you want, which is something to compare yourself against, or have some friendly competition. Right here you see page likes. We're going to have some interesting numbers here because we recently ran a really big Facebook ad campaign. So a lot of numbers are dropping down this week as that campaign slows down. So on this page likes, you get just the total page likes from this week. This is pretty similar to the dashboard you see when you go into your Facebook page. See your post reach. Now this is really important because your post reach is pretty much determined, as I said, by that EdgeRank algorithm. As brands, we want to get the best bang for a buck per se, and that post reach is basically how many people see it. If you post something, not everybody will see it. It only is seen by people who Facebook team deems worthy to see the post. So that's kind of how you can measure what your reach is and how effective your marketing is. And engagement is kind of to demystify it a little bit. Engagement is the information that feeds into what makes Facebook deem that content worthy to show and to increase impressions. You can see your five most recent posts right below that. I'll dive into posts in a second because there's a whole tab up here for posts. But I'll get into that as I move on. So the next page you're going to see is the likes page. Now this is pretty self-explanatory. This is a graph of how your likes have been. We have it set up for about a month, but you can really, I believe you can go back to about 6 months of data, which kind of is interesting. You can see how that where those bumps were, and kind of have this this overall view of how many likes and where and per time of year it's been. For us, obviously, the biggest bumps have always been advertising based. As of today, we have a nice round number of 2,300. What's kind of fun is that you can select any time and sort of drag that and sort of see where your like sources came from. And this is also pretty self-explanatory, but really relevant information. As you see, like during this time period where we have been running ads, 65% of our new likes came from ads. 18% came from people who visited our page and then just liked it. Uncategorized mobile, that's mobile devices that they cannot track. Obviously, these are all based on cookies. So if Facebook can't track it, but they know it's mobile, that's where it comes from. Search, page likes. So basically, this gives you a good indication of who's liking your page and why, and what is driving them to like your page. Now, on the net likes, here you can sort of they tier them up based on unlikes, organic likes, paid likes, and net likes. What is kind of cool is that not only can you see what your paid likes are, these are likes that came from advertisements. So as you see, like during these big ad booms, we get these dark blue paid likes. These little the light blue, these are organic likes. These are people that have liked your page due to organic sharing of content or search. This is the unlikes. Right here is where you see how many people decide that your content was annoying or spammy and decided to not like your page. This all goes into the EdgeRank algorithm as well, because if someone decides to not like your page, if a lot of people decide not to like your page, then you lose reputation. So you always want to like to sort of see if there's going to be a good bump in unlikes. You just kind of like want to be aware of why that is. Oftentimes, and this is just the case, the more people that like your posts or see your posts, the more likely they are to unlike it. That's the same thing with advertising. You can see like these sort of peaks here. You're also going to see peaks in unlikes. And where your page likes happens. So this has kind of like the same kind of thing. This is basically this is basically the same kind of data that we got from dragging. Now reach. If we go to reach was what I was just describing before as the impressions that each post makes, and this is also broken down by organic or paid. I'm just gonna scoop this up to make this just June so you can sort of see that. You can kind of drag this and it'll show you on your post reach here what that time frame looks like on a more magnified scale. Similar to the likes, you can take any time period, and let's take June 9th to, here we go. So the 9th to the 22nd. So this will break down your posts based on the engagement. Now you have obviously impressions. Here that impressions are pretty obvious. It's how many people have seen how many people have seen each post and basically each digital print. This one is an advertisement, so a lot of people saw it. This one is also an advertisement, so a lot of people saw it. Now, the reason why we have high organics versus the paid is when people see paid advertising and they like the content, they're likely to share it. So we have almost 100,000 paid views, but enough people shared the content and liked it that over 2,000 people saw this post. Well, let's look at something that's more organic. Actually, you know what? I'll get there in a second because this is just more of a snapshot here. And here you go. You can basically see the same thing and this likes, comments, and shares. So shares are broken down. These are all broken down by colors. This is still pretty useful information. And when we get to the post, and analyze each individual post, that actually can kind of give us more indication of why certain content works. And here's our negative information: hide post, hide all posts, report as spam, unlike page. Another thing that we really want to be aware of is, again, we want to see why certain people are hiding our posts so we avoid putting that content out. Obviously, we can't control all of this, and when there is a big ad campaign, there's going to be more hides than there would be on a regular everyday post. then we can go to visits here. So visits is separate from reach and likes because these are how people actually came about your site. So if we zoom in here, we could see if people saw your timeline, people saw your photos tab, info tab, reviews, overview, etc. Most people are going to see your timeline. That's the first thing that everybody sees. But if you put out a photo gallery, and that just happens to be a really popular photo album. If like for recently, we just had Pride. We're going to put up a bunch of photos for Pride. We're going to see a boost here. For photography pages, there's going to be a larger photos boost than is for us. But since we're pretty information based, we're going to see mostly people coming to our timeline, which is totally fine. And external referrers. This is where we can kind of see right now the ones that they're tracking, particularly is pscore.gov and Google. These are the people who, this is where the referrals from outside sources the most come to our page. So right now, those are the two. Obviously, if someone Googles us, that's tracked here. Through pscore.gov, the main page, they can find our Facebook as well. Now we're going to get to the fun part, which is posts. With posts, we can kind of look at what particular content made people behave in a specific way. And also, we can kind of really dive into very particular kinds of data. As you can see here, the default is post, clicks, likes, comments, and shares. But you can even break that down to only likes, comments, and shares. Hides, this is all the negative feedback and reports of spam, and the engagement rate, which percent of people who saw the post engaged with that post. Now I'm going to choose a post here that we put up, not this one. This one's an advertisement, so it's not going to give us the most interesting information. Let's go back to our famous lemonade post. Right here. So here we can see all of the data. Food Fridays, ginger lemonade. This looks really delicious, and especially today. But let's look at the data. So it had 56 likes, 1 comment, 15 shares. And as far as the negative feedback, it only had 1 hide all posts, which means only 1 person saw this and they decided never to see any content from us again. But we did get 36 link clicks on it. That is particularly people who clicked on the Tumblr itself. And 20 other clicks, that's just people who wanted to view the photo or like or share the actual post. Now, the reason why this reached 2,554 people, even though it was an organic post, that's a good number, is because of all of the all of the likes. So the more people who like it, and the more people who comment it, the more people who share it, and the more that number is going to be higher. That's higher than our actual follower base because those 12 shares are based on, those 12 shares really kind of blossom the post itself. Now, if we, let me see if I can find a negative bad post. Hopefully we can't, but for the sake of this demonstration, it'd be pretty good. So this one has the most hides, but it also has the most views. So you want to also like put that ratio in. Let's look at, okay. You know what, I can't find organic posts with enough hides, so I'm gonna go with this one. So for this paid advertisement, and you know, we can also, this also can help assess how effective our paid advertising is as well. If a lot of people decide to hide the posts and a higher number than usual, then we know that the paid advertising hasn't really done all that well. Hopefully at some point I would do another demonstration on Facebook advertising, but that's not today. I don't want to really dive into those particular details. So this post reached over 200,000 people. It has over 3,500 likes and over 191 shares. That's what kind of feeds into the organic views. Now, for the negative feedback, 65 people saw this and decided to hide the post. That's not enough to determine negative, to affect the sort of relevance of the post, especially if it's paid. Facebook wants to show this to as many people. But if you're seeing that number on an organic post, then you might want to avoid posting that kind of content again. Generally, in my experience, the stuff that people hide the most is content and information that is really not all that pertinent to them, particularly if it's overly selling something or talking about event information in a location that is far away from where they are. They just don't want to see those posts. It sort of fills their timeline with unnecessary information, and part of the reason why we want to be very aware of our content is because we want to have it be seen by as many people. If people are hiding it, then it's not going to be seen by all that many people, and if it's not seen by all that many people, there's not really any point of posting at all. So from post, the next tab is people. This is kind of our overview of demographics. What we're going to find pretty much in general is that there's going to be some, there's always going to be a little bit of a lopsided breakdown. Generally speaking, most people that use Facebook are on this range. I would say that does not necessarily mean that you should tailor your content based on these demographics. These demographics will shift as more and diverse people follow your page. For example, when we started the Nero Facebook page, it was actually taking over an RPCV page that we were working in tandem with. So that was converted, and so we had a lot more people that were kind of in the 35, 45, 40, 45 to 54 range here. Once we started to promote it and advertise it, that information kind of shifted over in this direction. Obviously, most of our followers are from the United States, and you can see here they're pretty much, they're everywhere in our demographic and in our region, which is good. That there actually is kind of, you can always look and see really kind of what people are seeing your posts, and it's kind of unique. Also, you can break it down by language and country. I'm assuming that a lot of our followers from various countries are either RPCVs or have served in those countries. And also in that, you can sort of even break down more. People reached, this is really kind of how far and how effective your reach has been. So even though our followers, it was 65% female, our reach has actually been pretty evened out. And that's because, again, because we were running advertisements, and our advertisements were advertising to both men and women equally. People engaged. This is also pretty interesting for content because we can see what percentage of people and what demographic have been engaging, and also check-ins, which the data is currently unavailable. There is also the option to export all of this information. If you are a data geek and you want to see everything in a spreadsheet and very tab-delimited format, you can export all of this data and have it all in one place, and you can select a pretty fast. You can go up to, I think we can go 6 months in the past. And this is kind of, if you want to do a pivot table to see how your posts have done overall, this is kind of the information you can use. You can really break this down from page data, post data, and video data. This is kind of new now there's so many people uploading videos that play. But so obviously page data is kind of that meta, particular what people are coming to your page, what your page engagement is like, analytics, and post data really breaks down each individual post. Actually, so I am going to go back to the Google Hangout and stop screen sharing for a second, as we are almost at 5, and see if there are any questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dan. That was a really comprehensive summary of a lot of information that you can find in Insight. So thank you so much for that. We do have one question, but before I get to Erica's question, and if you do have a question and you're on the Hangout, you can type it into the chat window, or you can go ahead and email me if you have a question. Just emphasizing that engagement really matters, because people beyond your fans can see your content if it's engaging enough. And we literally do mean the engagement metric that's determined by likes, shares, and comments. So the more people are engaging in those ways with your content, the more likely somebody outside of your network and outside of your fan base that are part of those people's networks are going to see your content and potentially become a fan themselves. So I think that's a really great point to drive home, and these numbers really help us to see that and see, you know, good content versus mediocre versus bad. So that's a really, really great thing to be aware of as we're creating content and posting it. Erica actually wanted to know, and I also wanted to know, what was the dollar amount for the ad campaign you were talking about? It looks like you actually had several. And could you tell us maybe an average amount that you spend on advertising every month or every quarter?
Sure. So it depending on the ad campaigns, the most recent ad campaign that we ran, if I can, I'll go back into screen sharing mode for that, was this issues-based ad. If I can scroll down, find it. This one right here. So you can actually see directly, if you've posted it, all this information directly. This one we put about actually $2,500 into, because we're doing this app push right now, and we really want to get as many applications as possible. So this link leads directly to the application portal. That's a lot more than we usually spend on promoted post campaigns. Generally speaking, we spend around 500 to 1,000. But obviously, as we are a federal agency, we have to make sure that we do not spend all our money in one place. So we have to cap it. You know, we don't want to spend over the micro purchase limit. For this one, we hit the micro purchase limit for the month. So we're going to be pulling back. But for this, for about $2,500, Facebook estimated that we'd reach 250,000 people. And what's kind of great is that it actually gives you that estimate, and it almost always hits it. There's still some money to be spent on this. It's not completely done. So I actually trust the Facebook numbers of what they're going to tell us in the future. And really, like, how many people click on it is less important, I believe, than how many people like it is less important than how many people click on the link. So ultimately, we want to drive people to the link. It does have that really nice dividend effect, though, that we get a lot of likes. So we're kind of testing on a regional level how effective it is, A, for applications, and B, when it comes to driving people to events. And so far, we've had pretty good reviews for events. We've done them for our office hours, and we've definitely seen a boost in that. Generally, the adage in marketing is that people need to see things 3 times before they actually see it. So great thing with Facebook is that they can see it. They will see it 3 times if you really target them. They'll have that post come up, especially if you don't hide it. So it works really effectively in that method.
Dan, if you could look at one thing every day in Facebook Insights, what would that one thing be in terms of telling you how successful your content is performing?
The most important thing, I'm just going to reiterate exactly what you said, is looking at post engagement. And that is really, you can even do that just directly without even going into Insights itself. But with post engagement, you can really see what content is driving people to engage with your content, with how many people it's driving people to like your content, and why are they liking it. I think it says a lot in one simple number.
Well, we are at our 30 minutes, so thank you so much, Dan, for being our first peer trainer. It's been really fun spending 30 minutes with you. And if folks have questions, I'm sure Dan is open to them as well, as am I. So we will continue this series next month. We're going to be talking about Instagram. Yay! Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.